So I want to explain how you can use Zoom. There are of course several approaches in using Zoom, but I will focus on the simplest ones. So first off, how to sign in. You can use the Zoom app to sign in, but a simpler way is go to University of Wollongong Zoom portal, which is University of Wollongong au.zoom.us. Then sign in. Then enter your username and password. And then you're in. So here I want to first off make sure that my profile is updated. I'll have my photo here, so students when they join my Zoom they know this is me, this is not someone else. So it's good to have your photo. And yeah, check other information, make sure everything is correct. So to create meetings, one is to go here and host the meeting, but I don't recommend this. This is good for just testing Zoom on your own. But if you want to schedule a meeting and share the link with the students, here on the left side we have meetings. Click on it. And then here we have schedule a new meeting. You can name the meeting as your class, like I have my Mondays 10:30 class, and no description is needed. So when it's gonna be on Mondays, let's say 23rd of March, and as apparently we have the upgraded the premium version of Zoom, I can have it more than 40 minutes. I can have it up to 2 hours, but let's say I'm having it for 2 hours. And the time of the day, it starts at 10:30. So I'll go here 10:30 and make it AM. I can of course come here and change it to 10:40 for instance. And yeah, I'll make sure that the time is also according to my city's time, so it doesn't confuse people. So if I want this meeting to be repeated every week, I check this, and it asks me how frequently I want it to be repeated. So we say weekly, repeat every week once. And for how many times, I say, so we have like, I don't know, 10 weeks left. So I click this one after 10 weeks. And then no registration is required, no password, but it depends on the course convener of your course. So make sure to leave this on. Don't change anything of the default. So meeting options, we can leave all these unchecked, but later if you want to add these features, this is where you can find it, where you're creating your meeting schedule. You can mute participant open entry. I don't recommend it. Enable waiting room. It means if students come into the class before you, they can chat to each other. Again, depends on what is the faculty and university's policy. If you want to record your meetings, if the university agrees on that, here it is where you can record it, and you can record it in your computer or if you have a cloud. But again, I don't want to do this for now, and just save. That's it. So here is my meeting. If I want to edit it, I just can come here and edit this meeting. And if you wanted to add poll, which I will talk about it later, we can add it here. Now I want to share it with my students. Here is URL, and I just select and copy the link address, and I can paste it somewhere else and give it to my students. Now if I want to schedule another meeting, I will click on schedule a meeting. Or let's say you want to see all the meetings you have, you can click on meeting again to refresh this page. It takes you to the page that all your upcoming meetings are listed. See, every Monday at 10:30 I'll have this meeting. So let's say it is now 10:30 Monday and I want to start my meeting. I click start, and it goes it shows you this page and automatically starts downloading. So I didn't have even the application on my computer. and now it downloaded it. I click on it and it goes to be installed. So it asks me to join with computer audio. Yes, of course. And if you want your video, which I don't want it, I cancel it. Yeah. So on your panel, see, everything is here and it's very easy to manage. So if you want to mute yourself for any reason, you can click here, like there is background noise for any reason. Your video, you can turn it off easily. You can invite people from here, but you have already sent the link to students. But in any case you need it again, you can copy URL and then paste it somewhere else, for instance on Moodle, and see number of participants is number of students have joined. So now I added 2 participants, like students have joined the class. Most of them are me with different devices, just to show you how it works. So if I click on manage participants, you can see a list of students have joined here. If you can see their microphones are off, and this student doesn't have a camera, unlike the other one. So if I click on unmute, the student sees a notification on their screen to unmute themselves, but they can stay muted if they want to. And here, these icons here, you can ask a question, for instance, do you agree with this conclusion or not? And they can say yes or no. So I'll show you if another student says yes, or if they say no, what happens. And you can clear all these here. So that was the participants. Now pools, we can talk about this later, it's not that necessary. Before I talk about share screen, let me show you the chat. Click on chat and you can chat to other students. So one of the students, for instance, says test. This student is telling everyone this thing, and you can also chat privately, like I can privately message one of the students hi and ask them a question. It says privately, and the student can see that it's private as well. And I can again go back to all. If you click on this more, you can close chat by saying no one can chat to the other person, so students won't be able to do that, or they can only chat to you, which you are the host, or they can chat only publicly and not privately. So it depends on how you want to do it. So that was the chat. If you want to record the whole session, you click record here and record, for instance, on this computer or on the cloud. Let's say on this computer, and it starts recording. You can pause the record at any time that you want. So there are 2 important things here: share screen and breakout rooms, which I will talk about them. So for share screen, so far they couldn't see anything other than if your video is on here, they can see your face. Other than that, they couldn't see anything from my computer. So if I share my screen by clicking share here, they can see everything on my computer, which I don't want to, because I may have something in the background or something distracting. Let's say I want to share my PowerPoint, or I want to share my browser. So I want to share my PowerPoint and click share, and you can see there is this green frame, which means this is what the students can see. Even if you move this, the students won't be able to see, it is moving. They can see just a fixed PowerPoint page, and you can, open it up and, go to the next slide and do whatever you want, or you can just simply close it. So if I click on, for instance, my browser and do something else, the students are still seeing the PowerPoint and nothing else. So you can play around just in case you want. You can see all these students here, the list of the students, and you can hide them if you want, or you can see them in a different way. Just try later on. So you can see your control panel here, and you can have control over Zoom through this place. You can stop your share by clicking on stop share, or you can pause it if, for instance, there is a 10-minute pause between your classes. You can annotate, which is pretty cool thing. So by annotating, clicking on it, by default is drawing things. So I can create these lines, or you can say look at this, or I can even write text if I want. Click text, and say hi, and it stays on this screen, but it's not actually changing my file. I can easily undo, or I can come here and clear our drawings. It goes away that easy. And if I want to close this, just here you can see the close. So that was the annotation. What else we have here? More, you can open up your chat if you want. So you can hold on to your chat while you're doing other things. So this is not what the students can see. All they see is your PowerPoint and nothing else. And you can chat with the students if you want. You can also click on manage participants to see all the participants and ask question or how many participants are in your class. And you can close these as you wish. You can open them again by clicking on it. Now the final thing I want to tell you about is about the breakout rooms, which is the coolest feature of Zoom. It's very easy to use. So breakout room put the students in different groups. It's like breaking them in different groups, right? So you click on this and it asks you how many rooms do you want. So I have only 2 students. If I have one room, it says both students gonna go to the same room. So 2 participants per room. So I will have 2 rooms. If I have 20 students, I will probably have 5 rooms for each room. So if I select manually, I have to assign a student, which student should go to which group, which I probably won't have time for that. So I'll put it on automatically and it will randomly put the students in different groups. So click create and you can see I have breakout room 1 and breakout room 2. This student is in this and the other student is in this. So if I have more students, there would be a longer list here for each breakout room. Okay, so I can just say open all breakout rooms and it starts working, but it's always good to come to this option and see there is nothing confusing here. It has explained everything. You can just read and check or uncheck. So the first one is move all participants into breakout rooms automatically. Yes, we want that because if you don't check this, students receive a notification that do you want to join the room? Yes, or do it later. And we don't want the students to do it later. We want them to join right now. And the second one, allow participants to return to the main session at any time. I want to keep this on check because I want them to take their time and come back to the main session at the time that I want to, okay, not after 2 minutes or after 5 minutes, the time that I determine. Breakout rooms close automatically after how many minutes? So I have this activity that I believe it would take like 10 minutes or only 5 minutes, and after 5 minutes the rooms are closed and the students are forced back to the main session. Notify me when the time is up. Yes, it's always good to have this checked, so you receive notification that it is, for instance, 5 minutes the students are coming back. Countdown after closing breakout rooms. So after 5 minutes it gives them like 10 seconds or more to wrap up their discussion. I want to keep it for 10 for now. So here if I click on open all rooms, it will send students to those rooms, and as you can see I'm alone here. All the students are in those rooms. So there are a couple of things to know here. First off, you can see the countdown for yourself, see how much left of the time. You can join any group that you want. So if I click here, the students will be able to see me in the breakout rooms, so they can see that you have joined them. So just and you can have a chat with them if you want, ask them if they have any questions, and then you can leave the room, return to the main session. Okay, here again I click on breakout rooms to see my window here. And the other thing I can do is I can broadcast a message. So I can say, for instance, in case you forgot to tell them something, or 2 minutes left, and broadcast, and it sends a message to all the students in all the groups. So let's say after like 5 minutes I'm just like, or after 4 minutes I'm like, yeah, that was enough time to do the discussion. You can close our rooms earlier than the time that you determined. It gives them 10 seconds, to wrap up their discussion and come back to the room. And then I close this, and you can see all the students are back to the main session. Now, let's say I have another activity and I want to do the breakout rooms again. I click here and see everything is already set up. I don't need to do anything. Everything is, based on the previous setting. So all you need to do is open all rooms, and again, it would send students to the breakout rooms. Okay. So in case I have recorded something like this screen during my session, when I end the meeting and say end meeting for all, it will ask me where do you want to save the recording. I can say like on my desktop, and okay, it saves it on my desktop. That would be it. So you have this window is still open in your browser. You can click on the university icon to go back to Zoom, sign in. Because I was signed in, it doesn't ask me for username and password. The only thing left that I haven't told you is the setting. We will tell you which one of these should be checked, which one should be unchecked. So leave it by default and read the manual and follow the instruction. So just you should know the setting is here on the when you go to Zoom, main menu on the left side, you have setting. And one more thing, in case you want to try and play around with Zoom, you can go to host a meeting like with video or without the video, and this is another way to create Zoom sessions. But I don't want to tell you how to do it. I just want to tell you that you can use this just to practice. Just there is no one in this room, there is no participant, nobody has this link, and you just want to practice. How can I share my stuff? Like if I go for a screen, what's the difference? The difference is the frame is all around the window and not only my browser or my PowerPoint. And yeah, just play around, see how the things look, how the things work. This is a good place to do it. You can also, copy this link and email it to yourself, then sign in with your phone or another computer to join this meeting. All you need to do is just click on the link that you sent to yourself and see what the students see, or just play around it.